to contention for the 6th place and avoid relegation's last chance saloon for Team Secret. They have to win this game to stay out of relegation, and Cerberus, with a win today in either this game or a potential next game, will secure playoffs. So high stakes for this game, and my eyes actually are on the mid lane, because please, Tim, I don't understand why you would pick Silas insta-lock into Talia. That just sounds like a really, really bad idea to me. Why did you do this?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't know either.
No, I have no idea. Funnily enough, I looked it up. The Kiaya clip that you said it wasn't the one that I meant, and I don't think it ended up being a pentakill, the clip that I meant. It ended up being unofficial penta, basically. And I'm gonna look if it was actually hero, because I somehow remember it being hero.
Yeah, possibly. Hero has had a very interesting split as well, if we talk about him a bit, because his laning, especially like this week, last week I believe, it was against Enper, who's known as one of the strongest early game top laners. He completely destroyed him. He was like 40 CS up in both lanes, both games individually. His lane control and like individual prowess and laning phase always looked really strong. Last game was not the best showing, because he was actually 20 CS down in a matchup there. He shouldn't be 20 CS down early. Got solo killed, I think twice in the game against Pun, so maybe has lost some of his laning strength, but in general, this player has always been best inside the laning phase, and his team fighting may be a bit of his weakness.
Absolutely, and as we're going into the game, I'm gonna be interested to see if we see Yado really doing anything with this jungler, because I think Draktar really has to help him out, and they have to start snowballing onto Artifact, because we already see he's being pressured out in the early levels, and that's usually a phase where Talia isn't that strong yet. She usually needs a few levels on her Q to get the push going, and then really dominate in teamfights later on once she hits that first item, because then she starts bursting down people. And right now, it's not looking too hot for Yado, but he should get a lot of the minions on the turret, reset, TP, and be fine.
And now, we didn't talk about Artemis's rune choice. He did listen to us. He actually went for the attack speed runes, which he had to do, right? Otherwise, this team has no damage. So it's good to see them adapting. This is gonna be Varus that actually scales into auto-attack builds. Now, even on auto-attack builds, Varus usually doesn't quite scale as well as something like a Zeri, so not sure if it's gonna be enough. But here we have a little bit of a counter-engage. Nicely done. Artemis has... has lethal, and he gets the kill! Wow, that was a really nicely done play from Artemis and Cerberus' bot lane in general, and they strike first this time. 2v2 kill. They redeem themselves for their big trouble in the first game and get first kill of the day, of the second game, I should say, for their main carry, Artemis, starting off well.
Yeah, and that's so important, because again, yes, he has some solid players around, or solid champions around him to help him out to carry, but he has to be the main damage. He has to be the guy just taking over, especially in those team fights. And I think with him getting a massive lead, that's already important, because yes, you have Vi that can of course engage onto him, but if you don't have the follow-up to really kill him, and if Eddie's behind you don't really have, then he is still safe. So that's really important for him.
The emote exchange, it was really funny to me, because Draktar actually got everything he came for and still spammed the very sad, whatever it is, emote that's on the side. But, I mean, there was not really anything to be sad about, because Draktar stole away the blue buff, so everything all good. Pun, does Pun have a kill angle here? Hero pretty low. Pun with a stacked grasp could actually have the damage to kill Hero, but Hero, of course, with the W can counterplay. This is dicey in the top lane. Whoever strikes second probably wins. Oh, that's good damage on Hero once again. Pun with a W damage should be able to control this one, and Hero is walking on a tightrope in the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Hero just tries to get as much as possible, but he should look for a reset soon, get himself some items, probably even a Cull pickup in this game, just free scale,
Here's Druktha again. Ooh, the block! Beautifully done. That's another free kill on Elio. Such great execution this time from this bot lane. They came back after game 1. They were like, okay, we are so disgusted with our own play in laning phase. Let's show them what we are made of. Let's show them what Artemis in a team means for the bot lane domination. And this is really good play. Doubling down on exposing this Nautilus, this criminal Nautilus pick, counter pick by Braum. I really like to see that. And 2 kills already on the Nautilus.
Yep, absolutely. And now Hero has actually taken the reset, has decided against that cull, so didn't go for that, but we can see the wave is freezing, which means Sion is not gonna have too much fun in the next minutes.
You don't play Sion to have fun, and he had fun on the Olaf, so Pun is due for a subdued game in the top lane where he just sits back, he falls 20 CS behind, and then comes into the mid game with 4k HP and laughs at the opponent. So that's probably gonna happen. If Pun doesn't die, everything is fine. I think it's absolutely okay for him to fall down in CS a tiny bit.
Yes, it should be fine for him. And as we see both teams going towards that first Drake for now, we could see big fight breaking out. For now, it's priority to the bot lane.
Wait, Thorn completely caught in between lines, and Yado is here. That's a kill for Druktha already, and they're just running over this game. Cerberus has completely recovered from their downfall. They seem to have the momentum on their side, and look at this start of the game. 3-0, blue side dominating the early game, back-to-back games. But this time it's Cerberus, and they look revitalized. Druktha back in the lineup. He found the early kills, and this team is running away with their player's birth.
Absolutely, and it's even Druktha looking good this game, who is still struggled in the last game, and now it's basically all in Hero. It has to be this Fiora in the top lane carrying his team, because Pun, again, he gave up stuff in lane to make sure that his team would win the fight by ulting down. Lost a few platings for it, but in the end, he won't care. It is just a team that has to now struggle with this fed Fiora, but if they're ahead enough on the rest of them, they should be fine.
The 2-0 Wukong is so scary to fight against, because this is, of course, in general, a super strong champion in this league, but then also most played for Druktha, really good success so far on this champion. I still question why you would ever go Vi over Wukong when both are open, and it's so lopsided, the matchup in the VCS especially, but I think across the globe even. As Pun actually, wow, Pun in this matchup, after struggling so much, gets a free plating, just abusing his broken rune in the Demolish, and that's some much needed gold back into the pockets of Pun, who's just trying to scrape by in the top lane, just trying to live through this top side while his bot lane is gonna carry him later.
Yeah, and I mean, his job is getting his bot ahead, and I think he has done a good one, especially moving towards that Drake earlier. And that now means that with the Herald being taken for Cerberus, they're gonna have a huge gold lead, especially if they place that towards the mid lane. And they should be absolutely alright. And
game slowed down a tiny bit. Interesting lane swap here. Pun just once again there to be abused on the tower. He's kind of hard to dive, and he will be able, even if he dies, he will be able to clear the wave. So that's a 4v1 dive though. He's still trying to get away. Good flash over the seismic shaft, and now can they even get on top of him? Sorn, oh, that's 2 tower shots. Sorn almost dead, and Pun is chilling on the tower, clearing the wave away. Unsuccessful dive. Everything going south for Secret, and on the other side of the map they're diving the Fiora, who's not as tanky. Also a risky dive though, still going on, and there's the Herald. If the tower dies, Fiora is dead too, so Hero needs to make his move now. Flash on the other side, and it seems like both top laners playing the situation correctly, but Fiora is not as tanky, and she goes down. Really nice aggro juggling. Cerberus 4-0, 2.5k gold ahead, and the first tower is gonna go in their favor too. This game is quickly going downhill for Secret.
Absolutely, yes, and with this turret going down, Pun dies in the end, but he survived for a century. How did he even end up there?
I have no idea what he's doing over there. We need to see that again. The re-dive.
I want to see that replay.
I
So-
just wanted to clear the wave before the wave hit the tower, I think is the play here. Pun, yeah, he ults the wave. That is an interesting play from Pun. He knows he's dead to the redive there if he doesn't do it, so he decides, okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, maybe he could have stopped the ult a bit earlier, but he gets another wave. And this is so annoying to deal with, because now there's no wave coming in.
He's even emoting. He
Yeah,
knows what's going on.
Pun is actually having more fun than is allowed on the Scion, I think. But he cleared another wave for free, and Artifact spent so much time there that mid lane lost 2 platings as well. Look at the mid lane tower. Pun with a genius cross map. That is, by definition, a good death. That is, Boss is so happy about this Scion play.
Absolutely he is. And by the way, I spent the time looking stuff up, and Hero did actually have a 1v5 outplay where he killed 3 people and 2 had to flash away. So he ended up winning, and just 2 people were cringe and ran away from him, so he couldn't get the pentakill on the Fiora. So there is still hope. There is still the Fiora. There is still Hero being able to 1v5 the game.
If you say so. I feel like the hope is dwindling away with every passing minute, but he is playing a nice laning phase. Look at his CS, 92 CS, even after getting dove, and he's pretty far ahead of the Scion, but can he ever really exploit the Scion? With how safely Pun is playing this game, I feel like Pun is just gonna stay alive on the tower.
I believe in Hero. He can 1v5, trust. He did it against Team Wales, and I believe he can do it against Cerberus.
Yeah, I saw the stats. He went 9-1 in the one Fiora game this split so far against Wales, one of the better teams as well. So yeah, he has shown a precedent of being able to do that kind of stuff.
And also, I'm here, and I was actually casting. That's why I remember that game. I was pretty sure about it. So maybe I can cast a Bless him into 1v5ing once again. And in the game, Eddie was also really strong in game, so I think it's time for Eddie to get something back as well. It's time for Soren to get his last game's performance out, where I think we gave him both MVP points because we really thought that he had a solid game, a good early game, a solid late game. So I think he has to bring that back. And now we're seeing Pun being able to play this matchup. And I personally can say that... my top lane, engage on bot lane.
Yeah, Swan is dead already, and Drugtha still has another stack. Oh, the beautiful flash ultimate to save his ADC. Hugh is still alive too. How is everything going so horribly wrong for Team Secret? Look at the health bars for Cerberus. 2 are walking away with less than 100 HP to their names. That would have been 2 kills for Eddie, 2 much needed shutdowns for Eddie to scale into the late game, but instead he dies yet again. A 7-1 in kill score. We're in Brazil, and everything is going wrong for Team Secret.
Oh no, we're throwing the Brazilians also under the bus. Unlucky.
Always. At every opportunity. You don't know me.
At every opportunity. Son was looking for the play in the end, couldn't make it work, and as you said, it could have all come up Team Secret here, but it's a great ultimate from Doctor with a flash as well to make sure his AD carry survives. And Artifact goes for the tilt play, doesn't get anything, and I think at this point the Team Secret tilt train is in full force, and I don't think even Hero can pose himself in front of it like Spider-Man and stop it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look that way. One thing I want to point out, over the last 2 days, where I've seen a lot of really cool things happening in the mechanic, the intricate mechanics in team fights, a lot of people are flashing in front of other people to block skill shots. In this case, Zeri auto attacks, or Zeri Q I should say, which is a skill shot. So you can actually block the auto attack from this champion. And yeah, once again, we saw someone block for their friend or their teammate in this game again. Yesterday we saw 2 instances of top laners doing that as well. So it seems like VCS has found this new gear in terms of intricate teamfights mechanics, where people are able to make these very quick judgment, see that their ADC is in need of protection, and yeah, just a very good play from Drugtha, who has thoroughly recovered from the last game where we flamed him all the time. Oh, here we go again. Pun doesn't make it out.
Second. And this time we're bringing 5 people to the party.
This time they make it work. The kill goes to Hero, but Pun is still able to clear the wave, so the tower will need another wave. And on the meantime, look at the other side of the map, look at mid lane, look at top lane. That's 1 kill for 2 towers. That's not worth it.
I mean, Cerberus live in the cross map. I think they were born in it, and they revel in it for sure, and especially Pun just making it work with his Scion. And I wasn't sure about the Scion pick too much, because I think they were good counters up, but in the end, if your team plays around it correctly, and that's the correct way to play around your Sion. Leave him out to dry, leave him out to die, and just get stuff on the other side of the map. Then I think you're in a good position, especially Pun, of course, somebody who's very good at understanding when it's fine to die and when it's not fine to die.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. 2 dragons also for Cerberus, so they are not only winning in kills everywhere, they're also winning in objectives. All the towers are going down, the map is opening up, and the first items are trickling in. All the champions are stronger than their counterparts, maybe apart from top lane, but even then, in teamfights, Sion, quite a good top laner to have on your side. So it's really hard to see Team Secret come back into the game. If you were reviewing this game at this position right now, what would you tell your players? What can they do to maybe stabilize the game, to get back in here, to have a fighting chance?
I mean, in scrims, we would probably cancel the scrim and go FF. Yeah, I mean, there's... Okay, I think you basically have to throw Hail Marys. Like, you have to throw as many as possible and then understand when you won enough of them to stabilize the game again. Because if you don't do anything crazy, you're gonna lose. There's no way you win, because while you don't get massively outscaled, you need such a long time to get back into the game that you have to send it for the boys, and you have to send it hard. But the problem is that enemy team comp is incredibly good at fighting against that. And so I really don't know. I think it's already incredibly hard from draft when you're falling that far behind as Team Secret to get anything. And then...
Hey, they caught the Sion again. That's decent damage. Actually, Pun evaporating there in mid lane. He thought he was a bit tankier than he was, and that's a kill. A good kill for Secret. What are they going to lose on the other side? They're going to lose 1 tower. So maybe not the best kill ever, but at least it is something. It is some life. So a breath of fresh air for Cerberus. They need, for Secret, of course, they need to make sure not to lose everything on the counters on the other side of the map, though. You with a good dodge, and now the overstep might come in. Druktha is here. He's fancying himself a kill. He's 4-0 on this Wukong. There he goes. He's chasing down Artifact. Good flash away, but Druktha's still on the chase. That's 2 kills to Cerberus. 2 kills as Artemis also won the other side. So once again, Secret go for the wrong fight. They are going to lose even more gold. Bot lane tower went down, and I think even bot inner tower went down, if I see that correctly on the map.
It did.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would blame Eddie for this, because...
Of course you would. You would always blame Eddie for everything.
No. Let me at least explain why I would blame him for this. I think it was a mistake going bot like that, but I think if you're in that position and you're sending it on the Varus, I think it's an angle where Eddie just jumps the ball and yeets it in there, because he had ultimate up. I think you just yeet it onto Artemis and you pray to Lord Jesus above that you get the kill, because it's the only way you're ever going to win the game. And that's why I think like Eddie should have followed up, because that's what I mean with Hail Marys. It's like whenever you're fighting, you have to full commit and you have to just pray that you win, because otherwise you're not gonna win the game anymore. And yeah,
I can see that. I don't disagree. But then again, you need to communicate that clearly as well, because it's not the standard play, right? The standard play is to just catch the bot lane, so it needs to be communicated correctly. So I would say, yes, Eddie could have tried to go into the backline there, but then again, it's probably the whole team not communicating correctly. And in the meantime, Cerberus is gonna trade yet another tower for a tower. They are getting rid of all the inner towers, so it's going to be incredibly difficult for Secret to even step up into their own jungle, which bleeds even more resources over to Cerberus. So the game is going to get harder and harder to play. Cerberus is already on soul point. The last stand for Secret is coming soon. Maybe here, it seems, as Hero is on the flank. There's the engage on top of Druktha, but Druktha is so incredibly strong. Look at him buying time. Oh, he gets caught by the seismic shaft. Meanwhile, Hero is already dead. Druktha gets another kill. That's 2 kills at the start of the fight already. Cerberus is winning yet another one, and Secret is just... They're so... I don't even know what to say. They just have no synergy whatsoever anymore. Their team fighting is falling apart. They're 8 kills down. They're trying to go for the wrong targets. Why would you try to go for Druktha? He has his clone, he has his ultimate, he's so hard to kill. And then Hero is diving into the backline as if he's a big tank and can buy time, but it's 4 members on him. It's just dreadful to watch.
To be fair, I think Hero's doing the right thing. You have to kill Artemis there, or you're gonna lose the team fight anyway. So I think he's sending it on Artemis, praying that he can maybe get the kill. Good knock up there from Pun. If Pun doesn't get the knock up, Fiora ulti gets procced, and then Fiora has a chance to do something. But in the end, he dies before he can proc his ultimate. The rest of the team, though, not really trying to all in Draktar, trying to play it slow around the clone is just not the way. Because if you play it slow around that Wukong, you're gonna lose because your front line cannot stand up to it, and yeah, in the end they just got overrun again. And it wasn't Nash yet, but I believe that Cerberus is gonna force that Nasher very soon and probably finish the game at latest with the soul.
And it's just sad to see this team go out with a whimper. Even Flash looked a little bit more competitive in the first series, even though the Whales definitely stomped them. But Flash put up a bit of a fight, at least, around some of the team fights, some of the objectives, especially the early game. If we think back to that. Secret here, after throwing game number 1 and game number 2, they just looked done. Like, they look like they want to go home, as you said in Series 1 today already. But Elio, at least, he hasn't played many games, so he is ready to fight once more. Artemis is so far away, though, and Elio is already isolated. That's 1 kill on Artifact. Now Drakthor from the other side, too. Eddie is completely in no man's land. That's 4 kills. That might just be the game.
GG.
Yep, competitive surrender is what we like to call that here on the stream, where you just send it for the boys so the game ends a little bit quicker. It might be a bit too early to end the game, actually, as let's see if Hero wants to go back to base.
20 seconds. I think they still have some time. At least 1 turret is gonna fall. Pun is just tanking. Wow.
Elio? Hello? Okay, Hero on Artemis. Can he make the miracle work? No, he most certainly cannot, and that is another tower going down. Everyone just running it down on Secret side, and 22 minutes, not even on the clock. The Nexus, the final Nexus of the season for Secret is gonna fall. They condemned themselves to a burn.